One guy found out his girlfriend was cheating because the other guy accidentally sent him a screenshot. But somehow, that wasn't even the worst cheating story I found. I went down a rabbit hole reading people's relationship horror stories, and these four were absolutely insane. So let's start with the one that made me realize some people genuinely have no shame. Story 1. I had been dating my girlfriend for almost 3 years. We lived together, had the same friend group, and honestly, I thought our relationship was pretty solid. Then one night, around midnight, my phone buzzed. It was a text from her, except she wasn't texting me. The message said, "Are you still coming over tomorrow? I miss you." I was confused because she was literally sitting next to me on the couch. I looked at her. She looked at me. Then she immediately grabbed her phone and said, "Oh, sorry, that wasn't for you," which was already weird. I asked who it was. She said it was one of her friends. I didn't think much of it until about 20 minutes later, when she went to the bathroom. Her phone was still sitting on the couch. Another message came in. This time it said, "Tell him you're staying with your sister again. I'll pick you up at 10. That's when everything clicked. I confronted her. She denied it. Then she said I was being paranoid. So I asked her one question. "Who's picking you up tomorrow?" She just stared at me. Eventually, she admitted she'd been seeing someone from her job for about 6 months. 6 months, while living with me. And apparently, she'd been using her sister as an excuse to spend nights with him. The crazy part? Her sister was actually the one who eventually told me everything, because apparently she was tired of covering for her. And you'd think accidentally texting your boyfriend about your affair would be hard to beat. It isn't, because the next person didn't even have to catch their partner. The other person's wife did it for them. Story 2. My boyfriend and I had been together for about a year when I started noticing something strange. He always kept his phone face down. He suddenly started working late, and every time I asked what he was doing, he had some completely different excuse. I wasn't convinced he was cheating, but something definitely felt wrong. Then one afternoon, I got a message from a random woman. She said, "Hi, I think our partners are sleeping together." I thought it was spam. Then she sent me a picture. It was my boyfriend, standing in the kitchen of an apartment I'd never seen before, with his arm around another woman. I asked who she was. The woman texting me said, "That's my husband." Apparently, my boyfriend had been having an affair with her husband. Yeah, I had been cheated on by a man who was cheating on his wife with another man. We ended up comparing everything. Texts, dates, excuses, even the restaurants they told us they were going to. And the funniest part was realizing how predictable they were. They had been using the exact same excuse on both of us. Every Thursday night, they supposedly had to work late. In reality, they were meeting each other. We both confronted them at the same time. Neither of them knew what to say, and honestly, I didn't even feel angry anymore. I just felt embarrassed that we'd both been fooled for so long. The woman and I actually stayed friends afterward. Our partners definitely did not. But sometimes you don't discover someone is cheating because of a text. Sometimes you discover it because your partner makes one unbelievably stupid mistake. And this next person made one of the dumbest mistakes I've ever heard. Story 3. My girlfriend and I had been together for 4 years. One weekend, she told me she was going on a girls' trip with 2 of her friends. Nothing unusual. The trip was supposed to last 3 days. On the second night, she called me. She sounded completely normal. We talked for maybe 10 minutes. Then she said she had to go because her friends were waiting for her. A few minutes later, I got a notification on my phone. It was from her AirPods. They were connected to my Apple account because we'd used them on my phone before. The location showed them at a hotel. I didn't think much of it. Hotels aren't exactly unusual for trips. But then I noticed something. The location wasn't anywhere near where she told me she was staying. It was about 2 hours away. I called her. She said the location must be wrong. Then she hung up. The next morning she came home. I asked her about it again. She said she'd never been to that hotel. So I asked her to show me the pictures from the trip. She opened her camera roll, and that's when I saw it. There were pictures from a hotel room, except she had apparently forgotten to delete them. And in one of the pictures, there was a man's shirt hanging over a chair. I recognized the logo. It belonged to one of her coworkers. I didn't even have to investigate after that. She eventually admitted they'd been seeing each other for almost a year. The relationship ended that day. But I still think about the AirPods. Those things accidentally exposed an entire relationship. And then there's the kind of cheating story where the cheating isn't even the craziest part. Because sometimes the person you're dating has been lying about their entire life. Story 4. I met this guy through a mutual friend. We clicked immediately. He was funny, confident, and incredibly easy to talk to. We started dating. For the first few months, everything was perfect. The only weird thing was that he never invited me to his house. He always came to mine. Whenever I asked why, he'd say his place was being renovated. I believed him. For almost 8 months. Then one Saturday, I decided to surprise him at work. I brought him lunch. Except when I got there, his coworkers looked at me like I was insane. One of them asked, "Who are you?" I laughed and said, "His girlfriend." Nobody laughed. His coworker just looked at me and said, "His girlfriend?" Then another coworker walked over and quietly asked me, "Wait, are you Sarah?" I said yes. She looked horrified. Then she said, "You need to talk to him." Apparently he had another girlfriend. Her name was Emily. They had been together for 5 years. 5 years. And I had been dating him for 8 months. I thought that was the entire story. It wasn't. Because later that day, I found out Emily was pregnant. And somehow, she wasn't even the only person he'd been lying to. He had another apartment across town. He had another phone. He had another social media account. And apparently, he had been telling different women completely different stories about his life. I wasn't his secret girlfriend. I was one of several. I broke up with him immediately. But the funniest part? His co-workers apparently knew about at least 2 of us. They just assumed we knew about each other. So while I thought I was dating this mysterious guy who loved his privacy, everyone around him already knew he was living 3 different lives. After reading all of these, I'm starting to think the real red flag isn't cheating. It's having enough free time to maintain an entire second life. Anyway, I'm definitely never trusting AirPods again.